So which one's better, semaglutide or phentermine? Today we're going to figure that out. So phentermine is a very common medication for weight loss and is one of the oldest medications we've been using, so has a long line of safety. So to answer this question about which one is better, we're going to compare them. So semaglutide is one of our newer medications. It's a newer type of medication that was first utilized for diabetes, but we later discovered it was really good at helping people lose weight, and so recently got FDA approved for weight loss. Now, how does semaglutide work? It is a GLP-1 type medication, meaning it stimulates receptors in your body that have GLP-1. Activating those receptors is going to do a few things. One is it's going to affect how your gut responds to food, essentially slowing it down. Also, it's going to have an effect on the brain in that it is going to decrease your appetite. Now, phentermine, again, a much older drug, is a stimulant, and so how most stimulants work is by decreasing your appetite, essentially. So it's appetite suppressant. Also, it's going to have an effect on energy, so we're going to use a little bit more energy throughout the day. How to compare to side effects wise? Semaglutide, given how it works primarily, most people are going to have GI symptoms and they're going to have side effects, so that will include constipation or diarrhea. Probably the biggest side effect that people report is nausea, but also common stuff like headaches, fatigue. Those are also possible. Phentermine side effects going to be a little different. Some people will have constipation. Some people will complain of dry mouth, headache. They may also complain of palpitations because it is a stimulant. Some people may have problems sleeping. So looking at who can take these medications. So if we look at semaglutide, a lot of people can take these medications. If you have a history of what's called medullary thyroid cancer, specific type of thyroid cancer, it's advised that you don't take this medication. Also, if you have something called MEN2 or family history of that, again, suggested that you don't take semaglutide. Also, something not common, but if you have a history of severe depression or suicidal ideation, meaning you've thought about suicide, again, you probably shouldn't take semaglutide. Now, in regards to phentermine, people who are going to want to avoid this are going to be essentially have some type of cardiovascular disease. So that would be uncontrolled blood pressure, if you've had heart disease. Also, if you have prior history of stroke or glaucoma, these are reasons not to take phentermine. So how to compare the costs? Well, generally the older the medication is, the cheaper it is. So after comparing cost of semaglutide versus phentermine, the cash price for semaglutide is going to be anywhere from $900 to $1,300 a month, whereas for phentermine, it's going to be $14 a month. So big discrepancy there. So that said, phentermine is not going to be quite as effective as semaglutide. Actually, I would say semaglutide is at least twice as effective as phentermine, depending on what dose you're using. So which one is better? As far as overall effectiveness, it is semaglutide. People do have more weight loss and more sustained weight loss with semaglutide. Those cautions we do have to be mindful of, meaning if you have a history of certain cancer, you don't want to use semaglutide. As opposed to phentermine, if you have certain cardiovascular issues, we don't want to use it. So both drugs are FDA approved for weight loss, and that means either your BMI is 30 or higher, or be 27 if you have a cardiovascular risk factor like diabetes. So if you found this helpful, please like and share. See you next time.